What are you two doing? Hmm? Who won? Huh? Who won? Who's the winner? Oh, what's going on at the gate today? How's it going, guys? Oh, what are we showing? What? What are you doing? Hmm? Oh yeah, stop this. Getting the smoke coverage like Full Metal Jacket. We're in wartime now. We got the fog of war here. Smoke alert! Smoke alert!
So what they're doing?
What are they doing? I thought they were going to use the barbecue grill, but I guess they're improvising.
Yeah.
Adapting, overcoming. Uh-huh. And is this pork? Pork?
Yes, grilled pork.
Pork belly, or is it just
Yes,
grilled
it's
pork?
a belly.
Pork belly. Uh-huh, grilling pork belly today, you guys. Or tonight. Yeah. What are you doing? You stay off of there. Alright. It's amazing. No music. No music. I think I might have a beer outside. Do a 5 o'clock outside the gate. Hey guys. So just talking about the smoke back there. Like I said, oh, it's amazing what you find when you retire. Because watching YouTube, you know, showing the folks here somewhat what it was like going through boot camp and spending 20 years in the Marine Corps. So I had everybody watch Full Metal Jacket last week. I don't know if I searched something on YouTube or on the TV or something, but now I'm showing YouTube. These algorithms on YouTube are crazy because it started giving me all these options to watch YouTube videos on people that I guess they just, their entire purpose is to review movies on YouTube. And there's couples, there's singles, there's groups of people that'll watch these movies for the first time, and then make comments all through the movie. And you know, it ended up showing Full Metal Jacket, and must have been 10 to 15 different options on reviewing that one movie. Parting the noise here, guys. This is how it is. Just about the end of daylight here. But anyway, watching these, I started watching some of these, and it just absolutely amazed me. And these were all from anywhere from 3 years back to just, you know, 2 months ago, last week. And it just amazed me at how many, number one, how many people have never seen that movie. Well, I'm guessing that they've never seen it. It could all be, it's YouTube. It could be fake, right? Just the reactions, but the reactions to these boot camp scenes, you know, for myself and thousands of other Marines, that what was common nature to us was like these people were all in shock. You know, they were like, "What? Can't believe he said that. Can't believe he did that. Can't blah 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 blah." They're like absolutely in shock about what it was like. You ask any Marine, they can relate to that entire movie. You know, all the comments that were made, all the repertoire in boot camps, in the boot camp scenes. I don't know, maybe not now, because I watched this other guy where I swear to God, they were showing a Marine boot camp right now, and this guy was 40 pounds overweight. He had freaking love handles in his freaking Charlie uniform. It was absolutely disgusting. Couldn't believe it. But anyway, getting back to the movie. You know, it was like, you know, ask any Marine, they can relate to it. Ask, you know, I'm sure the Army and the other services may be able to relate a little. But it just, you know, because I remember, you know, on graduation morning, our senior drill instructor grabbed somebody in their service alpha uniform, graduation uniform, and beating them against the stanchion, saying, "You won't last 5 months in this Marine Corps." And we didn't call them, you know, I can't remember a single time until graduation that I was called a Marine, or even by my rank of private. You know, it was always recruit. You were always a recruit. You were not, you know, you were not a Marine until after you graduated. But you know, of course, now they go through the crucible and all that, and then get pinned right after they complete the crucible. But it was funny, just the utter shock on these people's faces. You know, we take for granted. They were all shocked by it. And I was like, oh my God. And every one of them was the same. And just like, you know, I'm sure soldiers don't like to be called Marines. And it's the same way with Marines. We don't like to be called soldiers, you know. And that's what they kept calling us. All these groups doing it. Well, these soldiers did that. These soldiers. I can't believe these soldiers went through that. I'm like, you spend the whole 15 minutes watching them review this movie, and you're sitting there getting angry and criticizing them, you know? Like, oh my God, it's amazing how these people that have never put a uniform on cannot even begin to relate to what it was like. Just absolutely amazing to me, you know? And I'm like, oh man. I just, you know, like I said, I just couldn't believe, number one, can't believe these people are making a living on YouTube reviewing movies. If I would have known that, I would have done this years ago. I would have retired 5 years ago and started a YouTube channel. But I didn't even know people were doing this on YouTube. It's amazing. Like I said, work your whole life, and then you start to find out this stuff after you retire. My God. And like I said, you know, I always had a joke with Ray a friend of mine back in Yokosuka who worked for me. And we were always joking about these, you know, the last year or so before I retired, joking about all these YouTubers, you know, and how people are, you know, making a living at this. And the question always came up, how long can it last? I mean, seriously, how long would you, to me, I think it's a fad. You know, if you're putting all your marbles in that YouTube bag, I can't see this YouTube stuff lasting long term. I mean, maybe it will. I don't know. People want to see this stuff. I mean, I watch it all the time, you know. So, like I say, good on you if you're making a living at this. I never planned to. Yeah, like I said, watching that, I was like, and it was just, like I said, 10, 15, 20 damn clips on YouTube of just reviewing this one Full Metal Jacket movie. And they were, every group that reviewed it was just the same. You could obviously tell that none of these people have ever put a uniform on, never went to boot camp. You know, had no clue whatsoever what military service was like. And I'm like, oh my God, this woke civilization now. I don't know how the U.S. as a country is going to survive. To be honest with you, oh my God. Like I said, even, you know, I'm not putting down my own core right now, but man, it's changed. It has changed so much. And me and my friend Paul, we always, you know, push each other about that, push each other's buttons about that. Like, oh my God, it's just changed so much. One of the big things that we had to deal with was, you know, annual wall locker and JOB inspections. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Doing all right? Good. Yes, that was one of the big things we had to deal with. Wall locker and junk on the bunk. You had to lay out everything you owned, every military piece of equipment, precisely on the rack, and have your wall locker, shirts aligned, trousers aligned, all that. And they end up doing away with it. Like, what? How do you do that? How do you end up doing away with it? I mean, you know, I would have my folks on their annual service date, their annual, you know, clothing allowance, and that's when you would do a personal JOB, wall locker JOB inspection on them, just to ensure that they had serviceable uniforms and all serviceable gear, and you march them right down to the uniform shop, and whatever they didn't have, whatever you inventoried, whatever your squad leaders inventoried that they didn't have, as soon as they got their check, they went straight to the uniform shop and purchased everything that they needed to replace, you know, especially camis. And of course, when you had a wall locker JOB inspection, t-shirts, underwear, socks, all that shit had to be brand new. So you'd keep it in like shoe boxes until you had that stuff, and then you'd bring it out, put it down. So that was your inspection stuff, and then you had your regular stuff. I'm going a few years back now, but it's just amazing what I saw in that movie. Even here, you know, when I showed them that movie last week, they were all like, "No, that's not true. That didn't really happen." I'm like, yeah, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. That's like, you know, when we would get garden party, we call it, you know, out there in the rose garden. And then you come in, then they break out the scud rags, which is, you know, the galvanized steel trash can with the dirty or with the rags in there that are barely wet, and then you run down the squad bay floor with these rags, and then you go back and forth and forever and ever and ever in boot camp. Like, I think that was the worst thing I ever had to deal with. They would wear your ass out, especially when those damn rags got dry. What's going on? Hey, what are you doing? What's your name? I know. And the only survivor. All right, guys. Those are my Jack Pinions for the night. Getting a little dark now, anyways. It's okay, girl. Go take a rest. Go take a break. I'll watch him. I got him. Go take a break. Go get yourself some food. I got him. Don't worry. got some. You haven't been out all day. Yeah, they're all safe. Look at you stretch, huh? Look at you stretch. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, you're all fed. Time to put you away for the night. Time to put you away for the night. Yeah. Come on. Get up there. See your babies. We'll put you away. Bye-bye. All tucked in.